In this lesson, we're looking at simple interest. And interest is money that we earn on an investment with a bank or financial institution. So simple interest, which is a flat rate of interest, is one way that we can do that. And to do that, we have a formula, which is I, which is our interest, equals P, which is our principal or initial amount that's invested, multiplied by R, which is the rate of interest as a decimal, multiplied by N, which is the number of periods, usually expressed in years. So Ben invested $50,000 at 5.25% per annum. Per annum, or PA, means per year, for 18 months. Calculate the simple interest that he earned. So if we set up our formula here and fill in all the bits of information, it can help us to determine which thing we're trying to find. So he invested $50,000, which is our principal. The rate was 5.25%, but I need that as my decimal multiplier like we looked at last lesson. So if we divide by 100, that tells us our decimal multiplier is 0.0525, and our number of periods is 18 months. But this is in per annum, per year, so I need to make this per year. So that's going to give me 1.5 years. So I'm trying to find my interest. So if I put in my formula, I put in all the information, and I multiply it all together. What I then do, put it into my calculator, and that gives me the interest that was earned was $3,937.50. So after a year and a half of $50,000 sitting in that account, this is what he has earned. The second example, so IPRN. If we have Michaela who invested $2,000 in a savings account, 3.5 years later her investment grew to $2,332.50. What simple interest rate as a percentage of two decimal places did she receive on her investment? So she invested $2,000, so that's our principal. 3.5 years, and it grew to this amount, so that's our interest, so $2,332.50. So we're trying to find that rate. So if we set up our formula, our interest, so $2,332.50 equals 2,000 times our rate times how long we had the investment. This now sets up an equation. I want to find R. So 2,000 times 3.5, the opposite is to divide. So I'm going to divide by 2,000 times 3.5, and I do it to both sides. That tells us that our interest rate is 0.0475, and if I want to turn that into a decimal, I'm going to multiply it by 100, so I get 4.75%.